Hey everybody, welcome back. Happy Hour with Derek. I am here with Josh Martinez. Josh Martinez is our Portland draft manager as well as our Oregon cold equipment manager. And he is going to walk us through this fancy contraption here. So Josh, how are you?
Doing well today. Yourself in there?
Doing real good, man. What the heck is this thing?
So this right here is a portable draft dispensing unit.
Portable draft dispensing unit.
Industry term is Jockey Box. The name Jockey Box, from my understanding, came from when you move stuff around, they say you jockey it around.
Okay.
So Jockey Box, portable. So that's kind of where the name came from.
Okay.
So basically with this setup, you could serve draft beer at any location you want as long as you have ice available and beer, of course. So let's just say, for example, you want to set this up at a wedding, barbecue, a beach, you name it, even in the back of your van. It all works.
Once it's parked.
Yeah, definitely. So today we're going to kind of go over how this system works, and then also we're going to let you know how to set it up as well. So we have a lot of really good information on this.
Great. And this is, I see these at weddings a lot. I feel like this is popular with our catering accounts.
Absolutely. A lot of customers of ours, they go through our dock sales and purchase kegs, and then they rent the Jockey Boxes from us as well. And basically with this setup, it's very inexpensive way to pour draft beer anywhere you want.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to show everybody how to use these things because these are miracle workers. So let's dive into this. So step one here, Josh. How does this work? Show us how the magic happens.
So the way this thing works is very interesting. Basically, it starts off from the CO2 tank. The CO2 tank pushes CO2 into the keg. Okay. And inside the keg is a downstem. A lot of people have never seen one of these before. This is actually what the coupler goes into when you look at the top of the keg. So what it's doing is CO2 is pushing down and creating pressure, which pushes the liquid up the down tube and out the top here. This is what we call the liquid line. It travels all the way to the back of the Jockey Box, to the shank. And then once you actually look inside the Jockey Box here, you have 50-foot stainless steel coils. So once you submerge this in ice, the beer travels through the 50 feet of coil, which cools it off and out the faucet into the cup. And that's pretty much how it works in a nutshell. Okay, and now what you do is once the kegs are positioned in the tub, you go ahead and put the tapping device. You engage it, but you do not actually tap it down just yet. And this right here is the air line that feeds the kegs. That is going to go to the CO2 tank, which this is a quick disconnect. You pretty much just pull this back and pop it right in. So at this point, basically you're all connected, everything you need. You want to make sure the CO2 is turned on. And at this point, you're going to want to adjust the CO2 pressure to 20 pounds. 20 pounds is what we set for Jockey Boxes. So you're going to go ahead and turn this clockwise. And you could use a regular screwdriver. And you want to go ahead and set it at 20 pounds. FYI, when you do rent these from Columbia, we preset these at 20 pounds. So your tank will already be set at 20, but if for some reason you decide to adjust the pressure later, just know that 20 is what we recommend for jockeys. The CO2 is all set up. At this point, you'll go ahead and tap down the kegs. And it's really important that before you ice the Jockey Box and the coils, that you run liquid through the lines. If you ice it first, it could potentially cause an ice block inside the coil, and you won't have the beer pouring. So you're going to want to go ahead and pour each line. Just make sure you get liquid out.
And if it freezes, you have to take all the ice out and let it thaw out, right?
Yes, if it does freeze, you do have to take the ice out. Okay, so now that we have liquid that we've ran through the lines, we could go ahead and ice the Jockey Box. So now it's time to ice the Jockey Box system. What we recommend is 4 20-pound bags to ice this correctly. So you're going to want to go ahead and pour into the keg tub first. Jockey Box system. You're going to go ahead. You want to make sure the ice is crushed, because you want to get it inside the coils. See how I filled up the coils? And you want to go around the coils as well. So you want to make sure that the coils are completely submerged in ice. And then go ahead and cap it to keep it cold. The final step here is to go ahead and pour the beer through the lines. The very first initial pours may be a little bit foamy, and that's just because the coils haven't completely cooled yet from the ice. You pour off until you see clear beer, which you have right there. You want to do that with the second faucet as well. Looks like we have clear beer, and now we're actually ready to serve our guests. So the great thing about the Jockey Box is you could serve a high volume of drinks in a very short period of time. That's why this is great for weddings, parties, you name it.
Crystal clear portable beer. Beer. Well, there you have it, folks. Jockey Box 101 with Josh Martinez.
Thank you.
If this is something you're interested in, just contact your local Columbia rep, and they can let you know the details of that. But for those of you not in the market for a Jockey Box, hopefully this little tutorial on a little bit of the draft system workings is helpful for you. So tune in next week. We'll be on location at somewhere very exciting, and we'll see you then. Thanks a lot, guys.